Okay, I'm ready. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on how to make your own custom zombies map. In this video, I'm going to be going over part 2 of my blending textures. So let's get this show on the road. Let's open up Radiant. Let's get it started. Alright, so open Radiant. Let's wait for this computer with a hamster inside of it on the wheel that's fallen asleep to wake up. Just give me a moment. Got a lot of stuff in my game files, so tends to take a little longer than expected, but it's gonna start up any second now. All right, you're gonna be a. Let me not curse. All right, there we have it. All right, cool. All right, now that I got Radiant open, let's drag out a brush. That way we could do some blending on the floor. So drag out a brush, hit textures, usage, and let's go to floor. Click on that. You know, it doesn't have to be the same texture I'm picking. It could be whatever texture you want. Just pick out something quite nice. But for me, I'm just going to pick any texture that does not say blend at the end of it. This one doesn't say blend. That one doesn't say blend. You know, there's quite a few. But as long as it's not a blend texture, it's cool with me. All right, so pick the one you want. As for myself, I'm going to pick this one. Let me back up on the 3D camera so you guys can see it. Let me get a top side view. All right, cool. All right, now that we made a brush of, you know, that's the floor, and it's already textured, we're gonna select it, and we're gonna go to patch, and we're gonna go to simple terrain patch. Click on that, and it's gonna show terrain density, just like in my part 1 video. Now, automatically on default, width is gonna be set to 2, and height is also gonna be set to 2. So what you wanna do is you wanna add a few more, make the numbers bump up a little bit. Let's do 20 and 20. Whenever you do it, try to have the numbers even, same number. So I'm going to click OK. There we go. Made individual boxes and segments. That way when you press V on the keyboard, you have verts coming out. You want you want a fair amount of verts. That way when you select certain areas, it'll modify those areas. If you only have like 4 verts in here, it's not gonna get the parts that you want. So that's why it's always good to add it to at least bump the number up. All right, so now that we already have a terrain patch, let me hit escape. So let's select the terrain patch. Now let's copy this. Either you can hit space on the keyboard, space bar, and it'll duplicate the terrain patch, and you just want to align it where the original one was. That way they're merged together. All right, there's a second way of doing this. Let me delete that. Now, I favor this way. You hold select the brush, and you hit Control and C, and then you hold Control and press V. That way it'll copy and paste the terrain patch right on the same spot where it is. So if you right click, you'll see that we have 2 textures. That means 2 terrain patches. All right, so now that we have one of them selected, we're going to look for a blend texture. So you want to go over to textures, you want to go to usage. We could click on all, and then just go right over here to this F button that's on the top. Click on that, and it's actually a feature where you can actually search for textures. It's called the texture search. So we're going to type in blend. That way it'll show us all the blend textures. Do that, VLEND, and here we have it. Now it's showing us all the blend textures that we have at our disposal. It's pretty cool. All right, so look for whichever one you want. If anything, I'm gonna pick, let's see, it doesn't really matter which one. This is just for the sake of the tutorial. But I'm gonna pick the foliage ivy. Click on that. All right, now that if you right click on the brush, you'll see that there's 2 textures. One says blend in the end, and the other one does not say blend at all. So the one that says blend, you're going to make sure is checked. That way it knows that only one of the terrain patches are selected. Now we're going to hit V on the keyboard so it can show the verts again. Press V. There you go. Now we're going to select the areas that we want to blend the texture with. So if anything, I'm going to pick the inner sides, well, the inner parts of it. There we go. Once you drag over it and let it go, it'll select the ones that you highlighted. So it's going to turn blue. That lets you know that it's selected. And we're going to hit the G key. Press G on the keyboard, and it's going to show you the gVertex color/alpha editing tool. So what you want to do with this tool is you want to turn it on so we can do alpha blending. That's what it's called. Click on alpha, and while the verts are selected, you want to scroll down on this part where it says alpha value. Just move the slider down, and as you can see, it's taken away the texture to reveal the one under. Hit apply, hit the escape button, and there we have it. That's how you blend textures together. Now let's say if you want to modify it, just go back to the blend texture, right click on the brush, go to the one that says blend. There we go. Press V. Now I'm going to select some different parts. Oh. Control V to do it back again. Alright. Press V on the keyboard so to show the verts. I'm going to select some over here. Hold Control and you can select verts in a different area without deselecting the original ones you checked on. Press G. Move the senior slider. And hit apply. Press escape. And there we have it. Actually blended the two textures together. Now let's say if you want to add a third blend or a third terrain patch. Select one of them. There you go. When you right click, you can see it has the check on it. Now we're going to do the copy and paste. Hold Control, press C. Hold Control, press V. There we go. Now we have a third. The way you can tell that you have a third is that if you right click, it'll show you 3. So we have these two the same name and one of them is selected. So we're going to change this one. And we're going to look for another blend texture. Let's go back to the textures right over here. Let me look for some dirt. I guess this one's cool. Dry mud blend. Click on that. Make sure you select the verts on the areas you want to modify. So press V. And let me do a little bit in the middle over here. Oops. Hold Control V. Whenever you're modifying the verts, try not to drag around because you're going to move them. So select the ones you want. Hold Control if you want to select another area of verts. Let me do these over here. Alright, there we go. Do a few more. Alright, now hit the G key so it can bring up that tool. And slide it down. There you go. See how it's popping up? If you move it up, it'll show them. If you slide it down, it'll start fading it away. See, that's cool right there. Hit apply. Press escape. And there you have it. Now there's 3 textures on there. If you want to show the grass a little bit more, go to the foliage one. Click on that. Press the G. Let's see if we can fade it up a little bit more. No, you got to select the areas. Press V on the 2D. Do some grass over here and over here. Slide it up. Put it in. Hit apply. And there we have it. And that's how you do blending with the gVertex alpha editing. So if you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe for future content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. In the next one, I'm going to show you guys how to put blood and a whole bunch of crazy stuff, even modifying it on the walls. So catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.